automatic. It's for what it is that you paid, and it's going to come back to you in cash or on your credit card, not chasing down vouchers, for months.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds from Reality Check on WURD Progressive Black Talk Media.
Only 4% of universities in the U.S. are R1 research institutions, and Temple University is one of them. This means 100% of students can participate in hands-on learning research with world-class faculty. Schedule a campus tour today at admission.temple.edu/visit.
JD's Auto Body and Painting, now 2 locations, 6300 Wayne Avenue on Wayne and Washington Lane and 2509 West Fletcher Street in North Philadelphia. In business for over 20 years, at JD's, you are treated like family. Top-tier customer service with professionally skilled workers. The end result, you will be satisfied. Stop in for a quote or call to schedule an appointment today at 215-848-5949.
Get ready to shred. AARP with the Chester Delta Sigma Theta Sorority brings you a shredding event this Saturday, June 15th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Delaware County Intermediate Unit, 200 Yale Avenue, Morton, Pennsylvania. 10 medium boxes per vehicle. See you there.
Hey, Word family, mark your calendar for a special live broadcast event on Monday, June 17th from 1 to 4 p.m. We'll be celebrating the opening of JD's Auto Body North with a special conversation featuring Brother Shamari to mark National Men's Health Month. Word on Black men's health and well-being focuses on all aspects of Black men's health: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, collective, community, and more. Listen live on Word Radio or join us in person at JD's for food, drink, and connection at 2509-13 West Fletcher Street. Word on Black health and well-being is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery and JD's Auto Body and Painting. Join Brother Shamari and Word Radio at JD's on June 17th from 1 to 4 p.m. at 2509-13 West Fletcher Street. Or tune in live on Word Radio, Progressive Black Talk Media. This live broadcast is brought to you by Comcast. WURD is happy to provide our listeners with the opportunity to participate in contests and win prizes. This is a reminder of our contest rules. All participants must be 18 years of age or older, depending on the contest. Persons may win only one prize from the radio station per contest for every 30-day period. Some contests might also specify one winner per household or company. Prizes must be claimed within 14 days or by 12 noon the day before the event, whichever is sooner, and must be accepted as is or forfeited. The radio station employees and their immediate relatives, sponsor employees and their immediate relatives, live remote sponsor employees and their immediate relatives, and any other media employees are ineligible to win the prize. Thank you for participating and listening to WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Hey there, it's Tiffany Bacon, and I'm the host of a new show, Breaking Bread, Sundays at 11 a.m. beginning May 19th. Check out our very first episode where we feature Booker's Restaurant and Bar. My guest will be the co-owner of Booker's, Cherie Syfax, and Ernest Owens, editor of Eater Philly and host of City Council Live on Word Radio. Tune in as we discuss Black brunch culture while sampling the menu at Booker's. Who knows, this may be your next brunch destination. Tune in for some mouth-watering conversation on Breaking Bread, Sunday, May 19th at 11 a.m. on air and online at wordradio.com. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We are the home of Progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on Word Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L O G
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. How are you today? Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So, family, as always, I'm happy to be here with you. And I'm usually on 1000 when I've been away, as is the case today. When I come back, I'm just so happy to be back here with you all. Thank you to our beloved Roxy for being here in my stead. Thank you so much, La Bug. I want to extend my utmost gratitude to Detroit and the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater and the Will Downing crew for a wonderful experience. It was absolutely wonderful. Wonderful. But ain't nothing like home. Nothing like home. So how are things with you? How are things with all of you? I want to know. I pray all is well with you and yours. I know that we're coming upon Father's Day. So I want to take this time to wish all of the fathers and all of the father figures a happy Father's Day in advance. Happy Father's Day to you. And I also want to share this article with you that I read. I just thought it was a hug to my heart. So I thought it might be one to yours too. It reads, Wydea Rudd what does it read? Yes, Wydea Rudd is her father Kenneth Clark's only child. At 46 years of age, there's nothing she loves more than simply dancing with her dad. She shares, we're really solid. It gets a little rocky sometimes, but in a world where brown dads have a bad reputation, I've got a good one. My dad's always been in my corner. He's got my back. Her father, Kenneth, shares she's been close to my heart. People see her and they're like, that's Kenny, the tire man's daughter. So I thought it was so cute because it reads this Father's Day that the two of them will be dancing the night away under the stars at the Franklin Institute for their 12th annual daddy-daughter dance and dinner this Sunday on Father's Day, June 16th from 6 until 10 p.m. That was it just warmed my heart. I wish I had known about it prior to today, but I thought, you know what, why not share that with the family in case any of you have an interest in something else. The event is hosted by Daddy University, which is a school for parent education that offers free and low-cost fatherhood classes to men right here in Philadelphia. How about that? Now, I know some of you are going to say, Carol, you're late. I knew. Well, I didn't know. So for those of our other family members that did not know, we're in the know now. It is time for our Black History 365 moment. So today's Black History 365 moment is, as you know, family, next week, the nation will celebrate Juneteenth, the national holiday marking June 19th, 1865, when Union troops arrived in Texas to carry out the Emancipation Proclamation, finally freeing hundreds of thousands of enslaved people, more than 2 years after the proclamation was made. Well, for decades before that historic day, a population of Black Americans lived freely in a small village nestled along the Rancocas Creek in the heart of South Jersey. This is Timbuktu. Fewer than 60 people live there, and its size is only 52 acres. Family, that is today's Black History 365 moment. Nick, I know you knew that already, but I didn't. So I just thought I'd share that. I want to take this time to wish a happy birthday to all of our family members who are celebrating. That's right, all of our love lights. Happy birthday to you. And wishing a happy belated birthday to Mike Ham right down there in Alabama. Hey, Mike. Hey, Ham. Family, feel free to let us know that you are joining us. You can do so by sharing a comment, but you can also give us a call just to say hello. And you can do that by dialing 215 634 8065. You can even call us toll free. You can do that by dialing 1-866 361 0900. And I know what you're saying. You forgot about me. No, I did not. I did not, love light. I am sending extra love and hugs to you. That's right, you. If your light is shining just the least bit dimly today, okay? I want you to know that your entire tribe and your village right here, we've got you. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It is all right. Oh, family, I want to share something with you. Now, as you know, June is Black Music Month, and this year, the Word Message in the Music series presents Trans Afro Express, the global impact of African, Caribbean, and African American music. Join us Friday, June 14th from 6 until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live, located at 3025 Walnut Street. Now, this event features a panel discussion, live performances, and the flyest Afrobeat, reggae, hip hop, and R&B dance party in Philly. So if you love to dance and you want to learn more about the global impact of our music, then join us on Friday, June 14th, that's tomorrow, from 6 until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live. Admission is $20 in advance and only $25 at the door. So get your tickets now at wordradio.com. This Black Music Month event is in partnership with Fun Times Magazine and is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone First, and Pico. All right, family, I see that you are checking in. I see it. I see it. I see the love. Hey, Lakeisha Boston. Hey, Boo. She says, good evening to everybody. We receive the love. Nasir is checking in as well. Nasir Butler is sending peace and blessings to everybody. You know we receive it. And thank you for the welcome. Woohoo! Woohoo! Y'all see, I'm on 1,000. Y'all know I'm going to pass out tonight, right? When we get off air. Malcolm shares that he is watching and listening from West Mount Airy. You know, I look for that all the time, Malcolm. Happy to see you here. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Malcolm, I'm sending you, excuse me, I'm sending you extra love for your recovery. You hear me? I'm sending you some extra love. Malcolm shares, family, that he's recovering from surgery. So we're going to send him some strong prayers for a super speedy recovery. Okay. All right. And Eric is checking in. He shares, hey, Word family, let's have another exciting show like we did last night. Ooh, I want to know all about it. He shares he's watching Love and Life on YouTube and he's commenting on Facebook. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And Nasir, you're very welcome for the Father's Day wish. Family, let's get started. Let's just started. That's right. So in our first hour tonight, our guest is Rebecca Jade. Okay, she's phenomenal. She's a beautiful love light. She's a starlet. She is. I met her. I had the pleasure and privilege of performing with her during the Jazz Fest. Nasir, you were there. You saw her during the Jazz Fest, the Berks Jazz Fest. So you will remember her. She is an internationally touring vocalist with all the style and grace in the world. Yes. Recently, she sang on stage with both Stevie Wonder and Jason Mraz, two of my favorites, okay? She is an accomplished singer-songwriter, and she's been able to turn her love for music into a career for maybe close to 2 decades. Ooh, no, that's a lie. She ain't that old. We're not even going to use the word old. Okay. Family, I welcome you to the conversation with our love light, Rebecca Jade.
Hi, how you doing, Carol?
I will not complain. Thank you so much
Oh,
for joining us.
thank you for having me. I'm so grateful. I'm very honored. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. No, I saw the day I met you, I said, oh, you have to come and talk with us.
Oh, I remember. I'm so excited.
I said, yes. Oh, see that?
It's come to fruition.
It has. It has. That's how these things go. Now,
Yes.
Sear shares you're a very nice singer with plenty of energy. I know. I love it. I know it. Dolores, how you doing?
Thank you.
Dolores is sending us greeting as well. So, Rebecca, okay. So I know the hour goes by so quickly, and I
Yes.
want our family members who are unfamiliar to get to know you.
Yeah.
Can you share with us? Because I don't like reading so much of your bio. Like I want them to, to get to know you. So can you share with our family members from where you come, where you grew up, a little bit about you?
Yeah, happy. Let's see. My family's from New York. So I was born in the city, but we left when I was really young. So
Okay.
of all places, we actually moved to Puerto Rico. And
Mm.
neither of my parents are Puerto Rican. I'm not Puerto Rican at all. So, it was, as you can see, we start out an adventure very early on in life.
I love it.
Yeah, and then we moved. My dad joined the Coast Guard there, and then that's what brought us to California. So I live in California now. I've been in San Diego for many, many years, and I definitely consider myself a Cali girl. But with the New York roots, my parents are very much New Yorkers. So
Well, that's a great mix.
Yeah.
I mean, what you can't beat that. New York, California, Puerto Rico. Listen, yes, Puerto Rico. Yes, that's a nice mix.
Yeah. So my mom's a singer. I come from a pretty musical family. My mom's a singer. When she was growing up, she used to sing with her dad. So it's very much a generational thing. And I also got to give shout out to my dad. He can hold a note pretty well. He also, when I was growing up, would play saxophone, just for fun, not in a band or anything like that, but he played sax. And his mother played piano and accordion. So I'd very much get the musical gift from both sides of my family.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you and your mother sing together at all at
We
times,
do
or have you?
from time to time. Yeah. You as a singer, Carol, can understand and probably really relate to this, but she gave me a harmony ear at a very young age. So she helped me tremendously, and I use that skill to this day. We would sing growing up when I in the car, driving anywhere, we would sing together. And then now, there are times we sing the national anthem together. We do a duet of the national anthem and the Black national anthem. We do those together. And from time to time, we'll sing together, like at my church. We have a couple things we do from time to time, but we definitely need to find more opportunities to sing together.
Well, I tell you, I love that. I love that. So you still do from time to time sing together. Oh my goodness, I love that. I love. My mother wasn't so musically inclined. She would beat me with a wet noodle if she heard me say that, but she wasn't so much. But my father, he was a drummer, and I didn't oftentimes get the opportunity to sit in with him. But when I did, I was a 2-year-old all over again. I mean, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I really wish I had more of that. So I love that for you.
Thank you.
That
It's very special.
Yes.
They've been both very supportive. My mom never forced music on me. Growing up, she just shared her love of music with me. And so I just remember at a young age being introduced to artists like, Nat King Cole. And I mean, those are the early age that I remember. Nat King Cole and Billie Holiday and of course Stevie Wonder and we used to listen to quite a variety. She would expose me to Barbara Streisand and classical music, and of course because we live in Puerto Rico, we love like salsa music, and it was quite a wide variety. I'm so grateful that she shared so many different genres with me. Michael McDonald and Three Dog Night, and it was very vast, and so it truly was she was at the early age a great teacher of just introducing music to me.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that for
Yeah.
you. Oh my goodness. So I did share with our family members that you had an experience singing on stage with Stevie Wonder, both Stevie Wonder and Jason Mraz. Like I said, two of them I love, two individuals that I love, and they're just having been in their company. I know that was an exceptional experience for you because it was when I was in their company. So please tell us about how that came to be and tell us about the experience for you overall.
Yeah. So the Stevie Wonder one was a little different because I didn't get a chance. I actually never had a chance to meet him for a long time. For about 5 years, I toured with Sheila E. And I still do some shows with her from time to time. She's amazing,
Yes,
amazing.
she is.
And matter of fact, she's filming I don't know if I should say it, but I'm doing something with her next week.
Okay.
I'll keep it on hush. I didn't say I couldn't, but I don't want to be like, oh shoot.
Right.
But she's doing some stuff for 4th of July, so I'm stoked I get to join her on that. And then, but during COVID, we did a concert. We did a live stream concert. The whole band was in one place, but then streamed in was Stevie Wonder. So yeah, so I didn't get a chance to meet him. But he, like I said, he's amazing. And Jason Mraz, I did get to meet with them. He's amazing.
Yes,
we're both in San Diego, so I love that. I love that part. You know, he's got a huge avocado ranch, like 20 miles from my house. You know, his family runs big avocado ranch.
To that point, it was funny because you brought back a conversation to me that I had with him. So I had introduced him to a group of students, and he was sharing with the students because I had asked him about his diet, and he was sharing. He was sharing with the student. You just talked about the avocado ranch because he said at the time his diet. I don't know what his diet is now. That's why I'm starting with at the time.
Okay.
But at the time we shared, his diet was strictly. It was I believe it was plants. It was nuts and vegetables. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was strictly plants and vegetables. There were no gray areas. There was nothing outside of that.
Yeah.
And
is that that might be a raw diet? Is that what that's called? Maybe.
I don't know that he did not use a term. He named specifically those things. So it was of interest because this was, mind you, this was years ago before anybody talked about a plant anything.
Right.
You know, and so when you just said that, when you just talked about his family having an avocado ranch, that makes so much sense to me. So much sense. And but I love that. And you're absolutely right. He's a beautiful
sweet soul. We got a chance to do a couple different projects together. And actually, even though we live in the same city, our paths never crossed until a mutual friend of ours contacted me to record a song, and she invited him to record this song. It was right after the George Floyd, you know, and so very poignant song, and so we got to record, and you know what, it was actually a very beautiful songwriting session. I had never had something so cathartic in a way, and just exchanging of ideas, and just seeing how a writing session can go, because I'm kind of new in the scheme of things as far as a songwriter. So it's really nice to have that beautiful experience. And then after that, I got to say, there's a beautiful venue here in San Diego called the Rady Shell. It's pretty new. It's only been about 3 or 4 years old right now. It's a huge outdoor space, and it's right on the bay, you know. And so he had me for one of his concerts when he was backed by the San Diego Symphony. Imagine, I don't know how many pieces, 80 musicians, you know, that are the orchestra, our professional, beautiful San Diego orchestra, playing all of his original songs. And then I got to sing a duet with him, his song Lucky. So it was it was pretty cool.
What an experience. Family, welcome for those of you who have just joined us. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with our love light, Rebecca Jade, in this hour. It's time for us to take a commercial break, but the phone lines are open. feel free to continue to comment on our socials, and we will be right back.
My grandma could always tell when I was into something dangerous. She used to say, mess around if you want to, you gonna fool around and find out. She was right, and nothing good ever came from ignoring her advice. That's exactly how I feel when I hear somebody telling me to vote for Trump or just not vote at all. It wasn't that long ago that our parents and grandparents had to fight in the streets for basic civil rights. We can't forget where we've come from or how quickly things can go back if we don't stand up for our rights and the rights of the next generation. Joe Biden, he's not perfect, but the choice is clear. Our votes elected Biden, and he's shown up. Billions in loans to Black small businesses, banned police chokeholds and federal no-knock warrants, canceled $167 billion in student loan debt.
Let's get this done.
Our votes have the power to determine our future. Make it count or fool around and find out. Paid for by Black Pac, which is responsible for the content of this ad. BlackPac.com, not authorized by any candidate or candidate's committee.
We gathered real Pennsylvania seniors and asked them how they would benefit from an extra $1,000. Here's what they had to say.
Everything is so expensive these days.
Car expenses, repairs.
My groceries, heating costs.
Medications. Sure, I could easily spend $1,000 like that.
Through Pennsylvania's property tax rent rebate program, eligible seniors and adults with disabilities could receive up to $1,000. Check your eligibility and apply online. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
June is Black Music Month, and this year, the WURD Message in the Music series presents Trans Afro Express, the global impact of African, Caribbean, and African American music. Join us on Friday, June 14th from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live, 3025 Walnut Street. This event features a panel discussion, live performances, and the flyest Afrobeat, reggae, hip-hop, and R&B dance party in Philly. If you love to dance and you want to learn more about the global impact of our music, then join us Friday, June 14th from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live. Admission is $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Get your tickets now at worldradio.com. This Black Music Month event is in partnership with Fun Times Magazine and brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone First, and Pico. We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black talk media, WURD.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with Rebecca Jade in this hour, and we're having a wonderful conversation. Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
Rebecca, I read that you graduated from UC Berkeley on a full basketball scholarship with a degree in theater and performance studies.
That's correct. Yes, that was very special.
Well, I had questions, and I said, you know what? No, let her talk.
Yeah. Well, so growing up, it just gives you maybe that'll gives an idea. So growing up, I was very much athletic. I was just one of those. Not trying to toot my own horn or anything. I just was a natural athlete. I picked up a lot of things quickly. I never touched a basketball prior to high school. So I picked up a ball in high school for the first time, ended up I was on JV basketball, and then was moved to varsity that same season. Wow. And then I just took to it really quickly. I fell in love with it actually. And so I kind of just took to it. At the same time, I was still kind of figuring out this whole music thing. Of course, I'm, this, immature mind doesn't know that, there's other levels of music. So in my young mind, all I knew was you had to become Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey or nothing. There was no in between. I didn't know any better. And
it gives that. It really does give that. So no,
right. So I was like, okay, well, and in the meantime, I'm doing these sports and and was still I'd sing the national anthem before my games, like I was still very much trying to figure out, what my lane was going to be. But at the time I was very serious about basketball, and so much so that I actually earned a full scholarship. So I took a year off after high school, but then I went to a junior college. And it's called a JUCO transfer, junior college transfer. So I played 2 years and then earned the remaining 2 years at Berkeley, at UC Berkeley, and it was a full ride scholarship. And the cool thing too is since my degree was in theater and performance studies, because basketball took up a lot of my time, I wasn't able to do any of the extracurricular, that's not the right word I'm looking for, but the classes where you need to put in time, like performance hours. I couldn't do that because of basketball. I mean, it took up so much of my time. We have 2-day practices and travel and all that stuff. So they paid for my 3rd/5th year to stay at Berkeley. So I was able to stay there. And even though my basketball eligibility was over, they paid for my 5th year to finish my degree, which was in theater. So I was able to do some of the performances and stuff like that I wasn't able to do due to my basketball commitment. So
I love that. So do you play basketball now? Do you still play?
I do. I still I play in a women's league on Tuesday nights, and there's also a ladies league. It's just pickup, and we don't play like in a league per se, but it's at a gym on Wednesday nights. So I still play about at least once to 2 times a week, and it just still brings me so much joy.
I love that. I love that. So what's your take on the popularity of the WNBA these days?
I'm so happy. All I can say is it's just, you can definitely, just like anything else, it kind of takes a minute to maybe get things going. And, I know there were different perspectives on women's basketball, comparing it to men's basketball. And it's like, they're not the same. They're similar, but they're not the same, that it's like in that aspect. But the WNBA has come up so much. I'm very excited for the love it's getting. And I'm so happy that like NBA players are showing up to games and they support. It's a beautiful, I think a beautiful thing. And so I'm really, really excited that it's gotten on the map. Because the WNBA was just starting when I was getting into high school or just into college, something like that. It was just brand new. So, at that time, my goal was to try to play like overseas. I was like, okay, maybe I can play in Europe somewhere. That was kind of my goal because the WNBA it was still like in its infancy, so to see it grow as much as it has, it's very exciting.
I love that. Family, we're going to take a moment to go to our phone lines. Our love light, Tyrone, is calling in. Hi there, Tyrone. Welcome to the conversation, and thank you for calling.
Well, good evening.
Good evening.
Your wonderful guest. It is always a wonderful opportunity to share. Let me ask my wife to please turn the TV down for 1 second.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, baby. I just walked in the door. I was in the car and I just walked in the door, so you have to forgive me on that.
Welcome home.
It is always a pleasure to hear our sisters talk about things that are uplifting. We always got to make space and time for those moments that are lovable, charitable, uplifting, praiseworthy.
Absolutely.
And when I speak to you, my love, that is my opportunity to kind of get away from all the hustle, the bustles, all the struggles and the things that are going down as well as going up. It's just a moment to just reflect and be thankful that love, LOVE, is so important in our existence. And folks need to understand that if we took time just to love love one another, love ourselves, love whatever we are confronted with, but most importantly, love what God has given us, and that is life. So I'm thanking both of you for the conversation. I want to just give a shout out to my dad, who was extremely a great dad, because one thing I can say about my dad, as you know, when he moved on to glory, we lost an individual that no matter what, he would do everything possible to make sure that there was a smile on your face. And I thank him for installing in me, trying to make sure the best of you was always on the forefront. And I love him for that, and I thank him for that. And I also want to give a shout out to my grandson, Kyle Leaf Miller. Kyle Leaf Miller, if you're talking about what a dad is, my grandson was a phenomenal dad. He just took care of his son and his son's sister. Even though it wasn't his child, he took care of that child just as much as it was his very own. And right now he is in federal prison because of this George Floyd stuff. My God, for all that this boy was doing, for them judge to take this boy away, to take this father away from his son and daughter, to take him away from his job, to take him away from the business that he was putting in place and doing well, is just, one of the things that, once again, Black men, what we're going through in this country, when they get a chance to snatch us, they will snatch us.
Tyrone,
So,
I'm
to
sorry
all
to
my
hear about
brothers
your
and sisters,
grandson.
yeah, well, he's going to come through it, and he's going to come through it even stronger and more powerful than when they snatched him, because that's the man that he is. And I just wanted to give a shout out to all the Black men, the real fathers, those who have children, those who don't but are taking care of children as though they do have them. Because I know doing mothers, I always give a shout out to my girl Sherry Carter, because as I mentioned to you, you may remember this, my love, that she took care. She was the godmother of both my daughters, my 7 grand, and my 13 great grand, and my right now great grandson. This sister has always been a
I
godmother
remember.
in this family. Yes, Lord.
I
So
remember.
thank you for giving me all of this, but I really appreciate who you are, and I always remind you when Maxwell and you and I spoke, and he said that I was going to be one of your main listeners. Do you remember that?
I do. Yes, I do. Yes,
Oh,
I
man,
do.
I'm telling you. And that was before you even got to the love of segment. And just, how things just fall in place, because, ladies and gentlemen, we can talk about this, that, and whatever. But one thing, if we have love in our heart, if we cherish love, if we love one another, if we do what the Bible say do, it is number one. LOV.
Number one.
No.
Yes. Tyrone, give the missus my love. I want to thank you as always for calling, and I want to wish you a happy Father's Day as well.
Yes,
as
Lord. Yes, Lord.
to your grandson, and
Yes.
every father, like I said at the beginning of the show, every father, anyone who is a father figure, anyone standing in the position or the place of being
There you
in
go.
a fatherly position to anyone. Thank you so much, Tyrone. I love you.
We
Family.
love you.
Oh,
And to your guests.
thank you. Love you too.
Family, I see we have some more love lights checking in. Miss Lily, our beloved. Hi, Miss Lily. She's sending love to everybody. Raphael, he's checking in as well. Raphael Suleiman. Hi there, Raphael. He shares good evening. Eric has a question. It reads, hello, Rebecca Jade. Big welcome and thanks for joining the WURD family. Is there a singer from yesteryear or present day with whom you would love to sing and collaborate?
That's a really good question. One of my favorites, and she's so amazing. I would just want to be in her presence. Was Whitney Houston. She was my favorite. As far as an artist though that I would love to collaborate with, I feel like I would want to be a fly on the wall in the room with Prince.
Prince,
probably that one that I just would be like, I just feel like I could, and I don't know. I don't know. That's who I would love to collaborate with. Who I wish I would have the opportunity. Yeah.
Two greats. I have a few. Two greats. Oh my goodness. Family. Hi. Hello and welcome. If you have just joined us, and if you've been here all along, well, hey, you are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We're talking with our love light, Rebecca Jade, in this hour. Now, listen. There's something I want to remind you about before we go to commercial break. It's about our message in the music event. That's right. I want you to know, so I'm going to keep telling you so that you have no reason to say, oh, I was unaware. Family, you know that June is Black Music Month. And this year, the word message in the music series presents Trans Afro Express, the global impact of African, Caribbean, and African American music. So listen, join us tomorrow, Friday, June 14th, from 6 until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live, located at 3025 Walnut Street. Now, this event, it features a panel discussion, live performances, and the flyest Afrobeat, reggae, hip hop, and R&B dance party in Philly. So if you love to dance and you want to learn more about the global impact of our music, join us tomorrow, Friday, June 14th, from 6 until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live. Now, admission is $20 in advance, and it's only $25 at the door. But get your tickets now at wordradio.com. This Black Music Month event is in partnership with Fun Times Magazine and is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone First, and Pico. It's time for us to take a commercial break, but you already know, the phone lines are always open, especially for you. So give us a call and feel free to comment on our socials if you choose to do that. But whatever you do, stay with us, okay? Because we're coming right back.
Check out the Envy McKee Show, aka Star Folk University, Fridays at 7 p.m. Join the life explorers, thought leaders, visionaries, intuitives, psychics, and more for an evening of out-of-this-world discussions. Bring a journal, a pen, and 3 friends. Class is in session from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey, this is AJ with your Penn Medicine Cares and the Community Updates. This June, schedule a free breast cancer screening with Penn Medicine in your community. Penn Medicine, in partnership with Siemens Healthineers, the Community of Christian Compassion, and The Fresh Grocer, are offering free breast cancer screenings with Siemens state-of-the-art mobile mammography van from June 3rd to June 14th. The screening van will be located at the Fresh Grocer parking lot, 421 South 69th Street in Upper Darby. Exams take less than 10 minutes. Private changing rooms are available, and translation services will be on site. Registration is encouraged, but walk-ins are welcome. Don't delay. Early detection saves lives. Call 267-414-2205 and register. That's 267-414-2205 to register for your free breast cancer screening with Penn Medicine. At Penn Medicine, our mission is improving the health of people we serve. Visit pennmedicine.org/community and learn more.
Every day, thousands of Comcast engineers and technologists like Oluseyi put people at the heart of everything they create.
Some of my favorite moments throughout my life are watching sports with my dad. Now I work at Comcast as part of the team that created our AI highlights technology, which uses AI to detect the major plays in a sports game.
And now, millions of sports fans will never miss a moment. Visit ComcastCorporation.com to learn more.
Tune in this Saturday at 3 p.m. for The Sheriff's Perspective, hosted by Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle Bilal. Learn more about the mission of the Philadelphia Sheriff's Office by joining the conversation exclusively on Word Radio, Black Talk Media.
Long nose, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
And we are back. Welcome back, family. Welcome back to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. We've been talking with our love bug, Rebecca Jade, in this hour. Yes, we have. And I see someone who's joined the conversation. Gerald Beasley, Unscripted Jazz, is there.
Hi, Gerald.
You know what? It's probably Gerald and Roxy. Hi, Gerald and Roxy. I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. So I know we only have a few people. I know, right? I couldn't love them more. I mean that with every fiber of my being. Yeah. I know. I have two more questions for you.
Okay.
So the first of which is that I read that you are an avid motorcycle rider.
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay. So do you currently have a hog, if you will, or a bike of your own?
I do. I ride a Harley. It's called a V-Rod. And what's cool about the V-Rod motorcycle, they don't make them anymore, but Harley, it's the only bike that Harley co-created with another company, which was Porsche. So it's a very fast bike. But it's very sleek, very pretty. It's very like, but I have like one of the earlier models. Mine's an older bike. It's an 05, but it's in really great condition. And I don't ride it all the time, but kind of like what they call like a little weekend warrior. Ride out every couple weekends. Hubby and I will go out on our motorcycles. But yeah.
I love it. When I read it, I said, I can see that. I can see her. I would love to see you on your bike. I could just see you on your bike. I could just,
thank you.
I see it. I saw it. Like,
thank you very much. Yeah, it's a fun little hobby that we picked up. Yeah.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. The other question I have for you is what's your favorite car? I heard that you like classic cars. I love classic cars too. But what is your favorite? What's your favorite classic car?
So my all-time favorite, if money were no object, it's I think the year is the 67 Mustang Fastback GT. And the shape of the back of that car, I think it's the one that they call Eleanor. It's that body type. They named it. It's called Eleanor, and I think it's the '67 Mustang Fastback GTO. And that baby is beautiful, and it's just grumbly. It's just so nice, you know. But
wait, I can see the smile. Your smile just said everything when you were talking about it.
You know, you wish you could do like so many things in our lives, right? I had growing, like maybe not growing up, but like a little later on in life, not when I was a kid, but like I think soon, like the tail end of a teenager, I was like, man, I really wish I would have like learned like about cars, you know. I envisioned myself having like a mechanic shop, you know, all that stuff. And I would just like work on like old cars, or I'd be the neighborhood house where people go, hey, Rebecca, I need an oil change. And I'd be like, yeah, come on over. Yeah, it's never too late, but you know, like music has taken definitely more of a forefront in my life. But you know, if time ever permits, I could still see myself doing something like that, you know. But I still have a couple vintage cars. I have two. I have a 1970 VW Beetle Bug.
Oh,
and
who doesn't love a bug? Who does not love a Beetle?
Great.
Yeah.
And I also have an 85 El Camino. So that's
oh nice. Nice. Yeah, that's a West Coast. Yeah.
Totally.
Driving down PCH, that.
Yep. And it's funny, I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. Like my husband actually is the one that kind of came across it, and then like somebody was selling it, you know. He's like, hey, what do you think about El Camino? I was like, I was like, I don't know, I'll have to see it, you know. And then I was like, it's pretty cool, you know. So I've seen it many times, you know, on the road, but I like to be up front, like right in it, and you know, then turn it over, and it just sounds amazing. And it's just this big old cool car. I love it.
Our love bug Norm McGowan. Hey there, Norm. He shares, good evening, everyone. Lucky me. I get to spend my Thursday night with two beautiful, talented ladies. I would love to see you sing with my two favorites, Seal, and Dionne Warwick. Wow.
Yes.
That would be awesome. He shares, have a great night, and thank you for the great show. Norm, you know we love you. And thank you so much for those compliments. That would be awesome. I love Seal. And who doesn't love? Yeah, Dionne Warwick. Who doesn't? Yes. Who doesn't? And 100%. Eric shares, the king and queen are in the house. Yes, they are. Mr. and Mrs. Beasley. That's right. That's right. In the time that's remaining, we have a love bug that's on our phone line. Ron, welcome to the conversation, and thank you for calling.
Hi, Carol. Hi, man. First of all, I would like to give a shout out to my father. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thank you for creating all the fathers that we have here on earth.
Amen.
And Malcolm, remember this. As you go through your healing process, walk on with love in your heart and continue to support love in life, because you have a support system as you go through your metamorphosis. And ma'am, I want to tell you and Carol a story what took place to me on last Saturday. I was out at an event, and the women wanted to take pictures with me and give me hugs, and I never expected that. And my cup do running over, ma'am. And so the ladies wanted to come and give me a hug. Quite a few of them, they took pictures and had me talk on the phone with them. And I told them, I said, you can come into my arms and receive your blessing. But ladies, you're not coming on hanky-panky, girls. Remember that now. You know, so I put a little humor to it. Isn't it a wonderful thing in life when persons on this earth, he never sent a spook, he have always sent a spirit in a song, and one to be an inspiration, especially with you females. Oh, my beloved, you don't realize the power that you have. The songs that one can produce coming from the female, but being able to bring life in this world, what a wonderful thing. Well, God have chosen y'all to be the vessel to bring us into this world by the females. And I think all people should really look at that and take an inventory. whatever way that we know we could have got here if it hadn't been for these females. And I say to the females, as I get off the phone here, care for yourself. That word love, I find it being used for me. I don't mean to insult anyone. It's always use of a word. And remember this, you never know what the Lord have in store for you. But this you do know, if you love thyself. And ma'am, when you were singing in that car with your mother, you didn't have an audience. This is the one that brought you into the world. Y'all singing songs, lift every voice and all like that. And I want to remind you, ma'am, I don't know if you ever thought about this. When you was brought into this world, this I do believe, didn't nobody tell me that. I thought about this. When you was brought into this world, all of us, when your mother's water bust, that was the baptism there. And that's why it's very important for you and Carol and the ladies and everybody that listen. I hope that you experience crying. I've been crying going on 81 years. And I will never stop crying because I have no more life and tears in my body. Thank you, God, because I have been healing in tears. I bear witness to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you. As always, both you and Tyrone, you pour into us so positively. And I can't thank you both enough for your openness, for your vulnerability. It is so truly and greatly appreciated. So thank you so very, very much. Eric shares with you, Rebecca, before we let you go, that you seem like such a baby to have such a seasoned old soul. I love it. That was so cute. I told you she's a baby. She's a
Very
baby.
sweet. That's very sweet.
But Rebecca, just thank you so much for accepting the invitation to come and share your time, your energy, your spirit, your space, your attention, your intention with us. We appreciate you, and we just appreciate you for coming to hang out.
I'm so grateful. Thank you, Carol. And I love what you have going on here. Thank you for having me be a part of it and getting to chat with you and these wonderful folks that tuned in. I'm truly grateful. My heart is full.
We can't wait to see you at the next show. Then what's next? What's next? Wait, what's next? Where are you next?
Okay. In like next weekend. Sorry, I'm playing the Elk Heart Jazz Festival in South Bend, Indiana. Let's see what else I have going on. I'm playing the Louisville Jazz Festival in when is that? That is the first weekend of August. I have a few things. I'm playing the Winter Park Jazz Festival in Colorado on the 20th. I'm doing a show in Lubbock, Texas with Tom Braxton and Roberto Restuccia. I have quite a busy summer. I'm really, really grateful. I'm playing Missy Lanes in Durham for the first time. They're brand new in Durham, North Carolina. They have a new space there. So I'm playing there as well as Middle C Jazz in Charlotte.
And I love Middle C. Before we let you go, Rebecca, what's your website? How do we stay in touch? How do we find
my website is RebeccaJade.com. It's just my name. And social media, all my handles are Lady Rebecca Jade. So,
Lady Rebecca Jade. Rebecca, you be well. Be well.
Thank you,
Sadly,
sis.
we're going to commercial break. We are coming back in the next hour. You know what it is. It's Thursdays with Dr. Z. So stay with us because we will be right back. Bye, Rebecca.
Bye.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed on Evening Words.
Sergeant Aquilino Gonell is a former Capitol Police officer, U.S. Army veteran, and immigrant from the Dominican Republic who risked his life defending the Capitol on January 6, 2021. The injuries he suffered that day forced him to medically retire from the police force. And Officer Harry Dunn, another former Capitol Police officer, who after over 15 years on the force, defended the U.S. Capitol on January 6. During the attack, he also suffered physical injuries and experienced racial epithets.
We can't sit on the sidelines. We can't be spectators. That's how we got Donald Trump in the first place. We took our eyes off the prize. We took our eyes off the ball. Hillary Clinton, she should have been a shoo-in for president. Even with the baggage that Donald Trump came with, people still said, let's give him a chance.
I tried to talk to the Republican side. I tried to tell them about what happened to me, and they're not listening. They don't want to. Lindsey Graham even said to some of our colleagues when he was scared from the mob, you have a gun, use it. Wow. His word. With his document, he used that same thing. And here they are calling these people hostages.
I was there when he said it.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds from Evening Words on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Is your child stuck in a school that doesn't meet their needs? What if you had $10,000 to send them to the school of your choice? It's possible. Lawmakers are considering a program to offer kids a free scholarship to better, safer schools. If enacted, your children could each qualify for up to $10,000. But lawmakers must hear that parents like you need these scholarships. Visit LifelineScholarships.com to learn more and secure your child's future. Paid for by Commonwealth Foundation.
Summers in New Jersey were made to wow you. From sun and wows to fun and wows, chillin' wows to thrillin' wows. So come see what your wow's gonna be. New Jersey, it's one summer wow after another after another. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
If you're worried about losing your health insurance through Medicaid, we have great news for you. New government regulations have expanded the Affordable Care Act. And now you may qualify to get health insurance for you and your family through the Affordable Care Act. Call now to learn if you qualify. We know the healthcare regulations regarding Medicaid, and we've helped thousands of people find quality, affordable health insurance. Plus, all our research is free to you. So call us. With just one call, we'll shop from hundreds of different insurance companies to find you the right affordable health insurance plan. So if you're worried about losing your Medicaid insurance, call right now. Speak with a licensed agent and find how you may qualify for a new health insurance plan.
800-275-7851. 800-275-7851. 800-275-7851. That's 800-275-7851. Paid for by the Health Insurance Hotline.
Tune in to Evening Words with Dr. James Peterson every Tuesday in June at 4:20 p.m. for The Word on Men's Health, a weekly segment focusing on Black men's wellness. This segment is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians every day.
Our sizzling hot summer of events continues June 16th as we broadcast live from Malcolm X Park for the annual Philadelphia Juneteenth Parade and Festival. Michael Port and David Barnes will be on the mic from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. We'll be at 52nd and Pine in Malcolm X Park all day. This year, the Word Radio family will be riding in the parade on a Juneteenth float. Tune in to Word Radio or watch live on Word TV, or come down and say hi to win prizes, hear live music, meet our hosts, shop with more than 250 vendors, and mark this historic holiday that celebrates our emancipation and independence.
Looking for a little dance hall, soca, reggae, and more? Well, tune in to The Caribbean Connection with Lloyd Cummings, Saturdays from 7 till 10 p.m. only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Celebrating Black excellence worldwide and bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life right here on WURD with yours truly, Carol Riddick. It is Thursday, and you know what that means. It is time. It is time for our Love Light, our resident mental health expert. Now, I know, y'all know, I keep telling y'all, you know how it is when I'm away and I come back. And I know it's only been one day because I was just with you all the day before yesterday. But because I wasn't here yesterday, I'm on 1,000 all over again because I miss you all when I'm away. But our guest in this, well, she's not even a guest. Dr. Z is the executive director for Sunrise Community of Pennsylvania with well over 15 years of experience as an accomplished trainer, professional speaker, and supervisor in the field of human services. She currently serves as an adjunct professor for several esteemed universities, but she takes time out to come and visit her family here at Love and Light so we can talk about some real things, y'all. So I welcome you to the conversation with our very own love bug, Dr. Zenida Driver. Hey, Dr. Z.
Hello. How are you?
And well, how about you?
I can't complain, Carol. I can't complain.
I'm
How are you?
How can we? You hear me? I'm on 1,000. I'm all happy. I'm just like I'm here with you.
I see you're like bubbly. I was listening to the first half. I was like, Carol is just super bubbly today.
No, you know what? Seriously, I love. Let me say this because I recognize and I realize that I am truly blessed. I'm abundantly blessed that I get to do what I love. And I mean, in both arenas, I get to perform, but I get to come here and spend time with the family. Like there's nothing like home. This is home. There's nothing like home. There's nothing like home.
Nothing like home. It's like you could be away traveling, but it's nothing like coming back home.
No, there isn't. There is nothing like it. So when I get to come and I get to see everybody, and I'm, getting messages and what have you. I love it. I love it. And I get to sit here and talk to you and there's nothing like it. There's nothing. But family, don't misunderstand me. And God, please don't misunderstand me because I love all of it. I love all of it. I love all of it. So I love when I get to see our family in person too, when I see everybody at the shows. But I love getting, being able to talk with everybody here and, introducing new family members.
Exactly. They say when you love what you do, it never feels like work because you love what you do.
I do.
That's why you only do what you love. Only do what you
listen. God is amazing. I'm telling you, because just to be able to be in certain rooms or in certain spaces or places, that I had never even thought of.
I know. I saw. Wait, did I see you at the White House? That's not.
Wait.
Did I not see you there? Hanging out at the White House with all the esteemed individuals. I said I want to be like Carol when I grow up.
No, you don't.
I want to be like Carol when I grow up.
See, you know what? I knew.
Is it a show this week? Because Carol is just on a world tour.
You know what? Dr. Z, you are bad. You are bad.
It's like, look at Carol at the White House. Look at that.
I know I did bring pictures. Remember, family? I shared. I did. I shared pictures. I think that was Monday. We were at the White House for the president's Juneteenth celebration. And I shared photos. I did. So I did. Remember, family? I shared the photos. I did. I was and you know what? The one thing I'm so grateful for now, y'all know I'm a big kid. Y'all know that. Everybody who knows me knows that I'm a big kid. If you listen to me long enough, Carol is a big kid. Well, I was a 2-year-old all over again when I walked into the White House. I was a 2-year-old. I really was.
It's an experience. I remember when I was there for something my uncle had, and I was like, "This is like a wow moment. Like it's like breathtaking. No matter what the history is surrounding the White House, when you're in there, it's still like an aha, breathtaking experience.
Yes, it really. Yes. So yes, I was really like, wow. I felt like I was on a school, your field trip in school.
I was younger when I went, so I was able to do the wow moments. You probably had to hold it together, Carol. But me,
I
I
did
was
not.
like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
No, I did not. It was so funny because the family, you'll remember this. I showed a picture because there were the napkins in the restroom had a seal on them, right? So I said, I came out and I had my little napkin on. Patty said, "Did you get your napkin?" I said, I did. I got my napkin with her.
And you was there with a good old Patty LaBelle. You was living, okay? I was living vicariously through you through social media, okay? I don't care what anyone says about social media. I get to live through my friends through social media. Because I was like, look at her with Patty, and Patty looks so nice. I was I was eating it all up. Like I was there, but I wasn't. I was
I'm
at
trying
work.
to tell you, I think she's an angel. I do. I think she is an angel on earth. I really do. That's what I believe her to be. Because she's an extraordinary human
She
being.
is. She is.
I've never met, and I mean this, I have never ever met a human being that is more giving, and more genuinely like nice and just sweet. And I don't misunderstand me, because we all have good and bad days. So I get that. I'm not, I get that. And I'm in her company enough to know she's human, but she is genuinely
A
just,
good person.
you hear me? You hear me? I said, she said one day, she said to me, Carol, she loves Chloe. She loves my fur baby. And she wanted me to bring Chloe over. I said, Patty, I can't come over because I'm just getting over it. It's cold. And I listen, you don't know what it'll do to me if you catch the germ. I cannot be responsible for you getting ill. And she said, you bring your tail over here. She called me and she said, I made you some greens and I made them just for you. Nobody else. You bring your tail over here. That's what she told me.
Hey, Carol, I need you to send some of those greens to Jersey next time.
Girl.
If it tastes like anything else that I've had of hers, I need you to send those greens, okay?
I shared them with no one.
Okay.
And I ate every single bit.
Every
I had a whole listen, what? I shared them with, and she's like, these are for Carol. These are these are mine. I was so happy. She's like, just when you hear people talk about her, but until you actually have an experience with her, and it's not fake, it's not put on, there's nothing about her that is fake.
And the funny thing they say is when you have multiple people that say the same thing about a person, you know that there is some accuracy. And I've heard that from other people that have been in her presence, how phenomenal she is, how genuine she is. So kudos to you for being able to be in the presence of such greatness, Carol.
Thank you. I kept thanking God. I kept saying, listen, now, I'm a gnat at his cookout every day, all day anyway. So I know he was tired of me, beyond tired of me.
He wasn't. He was grateful. He was grateful that you was giving him shout outs and remembering him every step of the way.
I know, but look, I'm telling you, he was tired of me because I kept saying, God, look, the snacks. Look, God, look. I know he was. He said, if this child will sit down somewhere, I know he did. I promise you. Because
my poor baby, my poor child.
You know what? All I could hear was my mother saying, stop now, acting like you ain't never seen
Never
nothing.
been used to nothing. Stop acting like you ain't never been nowhere before.
I can hear my mother. I said, I know God. I know my mother. God is telling my mother, like, sit her down. Just sit her down. So family, y'all know I get carried away when Dr. Z comes, and today is no different. I'm so sorry, so sorry. But that was my very first time at the White House on Monday, and I got to go with someone I love because I love. I posted a photo that day when I said I love her. This is all, and so I got to go with someone I absolutely love, admire, and adore. So it was an extraordinary experience. So I'm happy to be able to share with you all, but to talk with you about it. Look at me. So, Dr. Z, I know that you you spend the full 2 hours with us on Thursdays. And it was my fault, family, that today was different. But our love bug, Rebecca Jade, we made just an adjustment today. But dads, fathers, everybody who is a father, everybody who's a father figure or in a position to be a father to anyone, we definitely recognize you and wanted to do so. So we're talking about dads today, aren't we, Dr. Z?
Yes, we are. We're acknowledging them today. We're talking about the benefits. We're talking about the struggles when children grow up without fathers. You know, I think Mother's Day is always celebrated and hyped up, but oftentimes when I talk to men, they're like, "Oh, Father's Day is just like another day," and I feel like it should be just as important as every other day because research really supports the necessity of a father figure in a child's life and what that means for children. And so sometimes I think men, get the bad end of the stick. But I wanted to make sure that we took some time today just to honor them and acknowledge them for their greatness and all the things that they do.
So I this past well not the what day is it? I don't know what day of the week it is. I was about to say weekend.
Thursday.
Well, normally I'm gone on the weekends. I was about to say this weekend, but that wasn't this weekend. Yesterday, I was with the Will Downing crew, and the guys. I heard this conversation repeated. I heard this conversation about 3 times. I kid you not. The guys were talking about how little Father's Day means to the world. And it affected me. It really did because they said, no, no, no. I mean, like they really looked at the statistics. In their conversation, they were discussing, no, it comes after Easter. It's after, they were saying that where it falls on the list of recognized holidays and acknowledgments. And it was sad listening to them talk about
It is. It is. You hear it all the time. And that's what made me think about it. Like you hear men all the time say, oh, no one cares about Father's Day, or we can always get a reservation. It's only Father's Day, unlike Mother's Day, everything is booked up. And so I said, and I started thinking about the importance of fathers and how their day, if we're honest, is not as grandiose as Mother's Day or any other holiday, but how integral their role is in the development of young people into adults. And so I'm like, oh man, we got to do better with acknowledging our men and acknowledging our fathers or in our father-like figures and grandpops and people for the role that they play in everyday life.
It was just something. When I tell you, at first they were joking about it, they were saying, and then the conversation came back again and they were still joking, but it was not a joke because they were saying the same exact thing and exactly what you just said. Like, oh no, you can get a reservation anywhere. You don't need a reservation. You can go anywhere. Like, they were still joking. And then they joked again last night after the show.
And behind every joke is some truth. Okay. That's what made me think of it. At work, they were like, oh, I was like, what are you guys doing for Father's Day this weekend? They were like, oh, well, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. And no one had an answer. And then one was like, oh, we're going to go go out to dinner. I said, did you make a reservation? They're like, oh, we don't need that. Nothing's going to be booked up and sold out. And they laughed about it. But, the therapist in me says that has to hurt a little bit, right? I mean, I know they're used to it, but the reality is it's not fair. Right? They are just as important, if not even more important than the role of mothers. Like we're equally, both of those roles are integral to the development of a child. So I said, we have to acknowledge our men. We have to.
I shared a story at the beginning of tonight's show. So, family, for those of you who missed it, this story really touched me. So, I want to share it again, just for those who missed it. But there was an article, and it read this woman and her father, Wydea Rudd, and her father, Kenneth Clark. She's his only child. She's 46 years of age, but she shared that there's nothing that she loves more than dancing with her dad. And she said, we're really solid. But then she said, it gets a little rocky sometimes, but in a world where brown dads have a bad reputation, she shares, I've got a good one. So the article was about them going to Father's Day dance at, what was it, the Franklin Institute. I had no idea for 12 years the Franklin Institute has been having a daddy daughter dance and dinner for Father's Day. I was so, it was a hug to my heart though to know that somebody knew and that someone has been going. But she and her dad, they've been going, and it's shared that they're going, and that this event, how about this? The event is hosted by Daddy University, which is a school for parent education that offers free and low-cost fatherhood classes to men in Philadelphia.
Wow.
I had that, when I tell you that was a hug to my heart. So now, family, I'm saying this, but I'm looking into it because I would love to have them come on and talk with us about it, because we talk so, we're talking today, and I would have had them come on today had I known prior to today. But I thought, how awesome is that? How awesome is that?
It is. It's a great, and I've heard of that program before, and the work that they do, especially with helping younger fathers who may have grew up without a father in their life, and they don't know what that means to be a father, and the lessons and just the impact and the mentorship that I hear about from that program is just phenomenal. And so I didn't know they did do a daddy daughter dance either, but I have heard of that program, Fathers University, Daddy University.
I love that at the Franklin Institute. I said, oh my goodness. It's just, that was just so, and I felt good sharing that, because I felt like, when I was little, I would have loved that. Well, shoot, right now I would love it. If my father was here, and my father, to share with you, Pee Wee, for those of you who knew him, but William Marshall is my dad's name. And when I was younger, and I'm sharing this with you because he and I, we had conversations about this. He and I talked about how when I was younger, he didn't really feel prepared. He didn't really feel responsible enough, so he kind of shied away. But in my adult life, in my good and grown adult life, my daddy just showed up one day my father was in my life, so I'm not saying that to say that he wasn't, but he was in it consistently. After this one particular day, he just showed up at my doorstep. I called my mother. I said, is he all right? Is he okay? Yeah. And now let me tell you something about the importance of the parental relationship. I called my mother and I said, is he all right? Is he okay, Mom? Have you talked to him? Because he just showed up at my door. And my mother said, be nice. She said, he is your father. And she said, welcome him. Now, there was no bad blood. Nothing. My mother never, ever, ever said anything negative about my father. So I will say that. But she knew, she said, he's doing the best that he can. He's doing the best that he can. And I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't going to open the door, but it was, also her encouragement for my, for how I handled the situation. Because I was like, you all right there? You okay? But it was a wonderful thing, because from that day on, we were inseparable.
And that's so important. And it was good that you opened that door, because, some people, if they didn't have that consistent relationship with their father or mother growing up, when they turn into adults, they're not always as welcoming as you. So kudos to your mom and kudos to you for being welcoming and say, Dad, listen, let's just pick up. And keep moving forward. So that's exciting. And it really also highlights the role of importance of moms. And in that case, when maybe dad isn't there as consistently as mom, but the words matter. What you say about the father matters, right? Because she could have said anything in that moment, and that moment could have caused that whole situation to go left. But the fact that she spoke life, she was positive, she kept you hopeful in that moment, it allowed you to open that door, or you was going to open it already, as you said, but to open it with an open heart, which is so important.
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, you're absolutely right about that. Everything. I want to talk further about that when we come back from commercial break. Family, I see you commenting, and I'm going to read those as well when we come back. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Hey there, good people. This is Mother, Andrea Lawful Sanders, your host Mondays through Fridays from 5 to 7 a.m. I want to thank you all, first of all, for joining me there because it warms my heart to see so many of you move to join me at 5 o'clock in the morning. I get up at 3:45 each morning so I can talk to each and every one of you and you reciprocate. On The Source, we talk about solutions. You've all seen me do this. Education is huge and you all know Mother loves her seasoned citizens, right? And so we have all the conversations that you could possibly want. We also open up the phone line so you can call anytime you want to because I always have a good dose of love and affection and understanding for each and every one of you. You know, we are undeniably here for you, the listeners. You have been so kind and so generous to us over the years, and it was my ultimate goal to give you exactly what you are looking for. So remember now, in these Wakondan streets, you can join us 5 a.m. every Monday through Friday, only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Meet us there and see you soon.
Word Radio Digital Tip of the Month with Stephanie Humphrey is brought to you by Comcast.
The temperature is going up, and that could mean your tech is getting hotter too. Here are some signs that your devices might be getting too hot. The device may actually become physically warm to the touch. Apps or other programs could start to freeze up. Basic functions can take longer than usual, or your laptop or smartphone shuts down unexpectedly. If you think your device is overheating, here's what you can do. Keep gadgets out of direct sunlight, especially in the car. Make sure your laptop fan isn't being blocked and turn down the brightness on your smartphone or take the case off your device. This could also be your cue to take a little break for a while as well. And finally, make sure you're not resting any devices on your bare skin. You could actually get burned if your smartphone or laptop gets overheated. Keep your cool and stay safe this summer with your tech. Stay tuned to WURD for more tips and stay connected with us at wordradio.com.
Tune in every Saturday at 4 p.m. for the Did You Know Show with host Bryant Green, right here on WURD 96.1 FM and 900 AM.
In honor of Black Music Month, this is Trans Afro Express, a celebration of African, Caribbean, and African American music.
We've got to get the individualism again so we can get the music back. Everybody sounds alike, and that's terrible what's happening in the music business today. There's no variation of people now.
This is James Brown, a Barnwell, South Carolina born, Augusta, Georgia raised singer, band leader, godfather of soul, and master of funk, whose choreography was as electrifying as his music. While James Brown's roots were in gospel and blues, the functification of his sound influenced artists from around the world, including Fela Kuti, Mick Jagger, and Michael Jackson. His influence on hip-hop is unmatched. He remains one of the genre's most sampled artists. This Black Music Month, we celebrate the artists of the diaspora who influenced the world. This Black Music Month vignette was brought to you by PICO, the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone First, and Ensemble Arts. For more information on the Trans Afro Express, join us for our live event on June 14th at World Cafe Live. After June 14th, check out the panel discussion on soundcloud.com/on WURD. We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black Talk Media, WURD.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Dr. Z on WURD. We are talking about dads. We're talking about fathers. We're talking about fatherhood. And before the break, I was sharing with you all just a little bit about my own father, just a little, personal. You know what I do. I tell you all my business. But I was talking about my own father, and I was sharing that although my father was in my life when I was very young, we didn't we didn't really know each other well. And I say that because we didn't spend consistent time together, So it was in my adult life that my father, he just showed up. He showed up, and I mean that in every sense of the word. He came to my door one day, and I mean I was good and grown. You hear me? Good and grown, but not too grown for my daddy. Okay. So I was so happy to receive my father, but I learned so much about myself. I was this man's mini me. I had no idea.
Mhm.
I had no idea how much like my father I am. And it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. So I'm going to say this to any parent, to any guardian, to anybody who has someone in their life. And if you're wondering, if you're grappling with, anything similar to the situation that I'm describing, and I'm talking about, like, my father felt like he shared with my mother and she shared with me that he just didn't feel responsible, or he just didn't feel like, it's never too late. It is 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 never too late. I cannot say that enough, because the time that I got to spend with my father means more to me than the time that took place prior to
Mhm.
the day it started. I found something. We are the same person. It was such an experience getting to know my dad, and then being inseparable, doing everything, together. Yeah, that was it
You
was
get to learn. I think you make a good point, Carol. You get to learn so much about yourself the more you just kind of enmesh and engross yourself with your family, like, and just be around them. I laugh often. It's a little different, but I take care of my 90-year-old grandmother. She lives with me, and I look at her and I say, "Oh Lord, this is me. This is where I get this from. No, good and bad. Like, my grandmother's very like, I need it done, and I need it done now, and I'm like that too. And I'm like, where did I get that from? And when I look at her, I'm like, okay, this is
That's
where it
me.
started from. So those experiences are so important, because you really get to get some hindsight on who you are, why you are the way you are, where it came from, the genetic makeup of who you are. It's such a great experience.
I mean, and I'm my mother's child, most definitely, but I am so much my
Your
father's
daddy's
child.
daughter.
I am. I'm Pee Wee's girl. You hear me? I'm Pee Wee's baby girl, because I was his youngest. But and it made me think, so much about. At first, I will say, it made me think about what I'd missed growing up, but then I let all of that go because of what I was getting.
In that moment.
Yes, yes, yes. I learned to let it go, because I will be honest with you, family. I did harbor some resentment. And I talked with my dad about it, and I talked with my mother about it when they were both here. I harbored some resentment because I wanted, a different relationship with my father when I was little. Um, but that all went away. That all went
When he
away.
came back in the picture,
Mhm,
it was like
mhm.
a melt. You
When
melted, right?
when he was there consistently, because, and I want to be clear, because he was there. I don't want anybody saying, I know your father, I saw him. No, he was there, but he was not in my life consistently as a child. But when he was in my life consistently, it made a world of a difference. And nothing else mattered. Quite honestly, nothing else mattered.
Because truth be told, there is nothing like a dad. There is
Mm-mm.
absolutely nothing like a protector, a provider, someone who makes sure you're okay, especially with a
Mm.
daughter. It's nothing like that. I hear many of my friends, they'll say, oh, when they start dating, and they talk about how their dad shows up around the man that they're dating. And it's nothing like that. It's an experience all in itself. I often laugh. I'm like, your dad did what? And they'll be like, yeah, my dad told him X, Y, and Z. It's nothing like a dad, especially with
I
a
love
daughter.
it. I love it. You hear me? I love it. Poppy, I know you. I used to call him Poppy. Poppy, I know you hear me talking about you. I know you do. I know you do. I do want to share, family. I do see you. Let me share that. Ayatune Day is checking in. She shares great conversation. Hi there. Malcolm shares, welcome, Dr. Z. Hey there. Eric shares, hey, Dr. Z. Eric here. So happy to see you this evening. We needed your input. That's right. When Candace was here the other night, oh Lord.
What was going on? What happened?
Oh Lord, you didn't open Pandora's box. Okay, so I'm going to give you a recap. So I love Light Candace. She stopped by, and the conversation was to be about dating, and she was giving us some was it suggestions or tips? She was talking about some practices that she has as it pertains to dating. And she made the comment that she leaves her drinks unprotected. And I think we all clutched out for
clutches my pearl.
Yes, we all did the same thing. Like, no. And she said, no, basically she didn't see anything wrong with it. And we're like, no. And so that was one conversation. And then we had another conversation where I showed a video, and there was a young woman who posted on social media that she you may have seen it. I posted it on my social media. She stated that if a man, any man, asks for her number, she's going to give it to him, whether she's interested or not, whether she's attracted to him, interested or not, because she believes that there's a culture now where men don't know how to take rejection so well. So she is somewhat fearful. So she said there are men out here unaliving. I don't know when that term started, but that's what she said.
Yeah, that is so interesting you said that, because I'm like, unaliving.
Yeah, I don't know when I don't know.
I get why, but I don't know when that started either. I heard it actually, I was listening to a case debriefing, and it was like, yeah, unaliving. I was like, wait.
Why? Why? I mean, because we do have other words that work
unaliving,
really well.
Who created that word? I would like to sit down and talk to them.
Who created it? And then who was the second person that said, yeah?
I second that. I second that motion. Yes. Like that we're going to use this as a result to mean death from here on out.
Yes. But that's what she said. She said it. So I'm just quoting the young lady, but she said that, there are men out here unaliving women. I said, okay. So she said, so that was the conversation we were having with Candace. And so that was Eric. We did need you, Dr. Z.
Yeah. I would have had some questions for Candace. Leaving your drinks on the table and walking away is not safe. Even if you're not worried about the person you're on a date with. What about just random people that don't have good hearts and do bad things?
Hold on, baby. Well, she shared that it's the bartender's responsibility to make sure that she did she not, family? Now, y'all, you tell me because I don't want to misquote her either, but she did share that she felt that it was the bartender's responsibility to make sure she was good. And she said that, if she's in the company of friends, she trusts them too. And there was something else she said. I can't remember in the moment, but I do want family, you remember, remind me. Pastor Black is joining us. Pastor Black. Pastor Black. He shares he has one of the napkins from the White House too with seal. I love it. Yes. I love Light Joanne Dorman. She is joining us. She shares good evening with everybody. Oh, wait a minute, Nick. Now Nick, jump on in. What were you saying, Nick? Nick is saying something to me. What are you saying about unaliving?
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yes, hi.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, Dr. Z. Yeah, I was I was saying that people started using the term unaliving, which I'm not sure if that's a real word or not, but people started saying it because YouTubers, people who make YouTube videos, they're not allowed to say words like kill, murder, or suicide on the platform without risk of their content being demonetized, meaning that if they say words like that, even if it's talking about that subject matter, their video could potentially not make any money. because I suppose it's against certain kinds of guidelines that they have. So they have to say it in different ways without alerting the YouTube system. So that's why they say things like unaliving or well, pretty much just that.
Wow, Nick, you know what? Thank you for that. I mean, I couldn't. I said, where did that come from? So now we know, Dr. Z. Now we know. YouTube University said no. They said that's a negative.
Now, so Nick, is that as like a slang term, or is that now be considered like a? Because I remember hearing that even on a court case. Is that just a universal term for death, homicide, or suicide?
I don't think it's slang. I guess. Well, it might be because you're probably going to hear younger kids saying it. You know, people who are in their 20s probably won't be saying it. But definitely the younger people, because the certain YouTubers that they watch, depending on the content that they cover, they just can't say those words directly. So it'll probably catch on. I'm sure it'll be more common as the longer it gets around. Excuse me.
Wow. Oh wait, Malcolm says they also use the word delete to mean really.
Oh yeah, I've heard self-deletion. I thought that was silly.
Is that suicide? Self-deletion is suicide?
Yes, it is.
I did hear that. Because the suicide is not a strength-based term. So individuals who believe that individuals have the choice to stay alive or unalive themselves or self-delete themselves, it's a more strength-based perspective than saying they committed suicide. So I do know that term. But I didn't know. I knew unalive, but I didn't know if that was like a slang term or just a universal term now being used.
What? See that? You learn something new every day. Thank you, God. I'm grateful for the education. Wow, Nick. Thank you. See, Nick knows everything.
Nick,
he knows everything. He knows everything. Family, I see that you are still checking in. Eric is contributing to the conversation that we've been having. He shares, I miss back in the day. I used to see Miss Patty come out her store. Oh, she has always been so real, sweet, and engaging with her friends and fans. Yes, yes, yes. Alfred shares, James Brown says, it's a man's world, but nothing without a woman. Thanks for the Father's Day acknowledgement. You are so welcome. And Eric follows up his comment, sharing that, ladies, your words are very true. Fathers are just as important as moms, even if you're an uncle or a grandfather that steps up for the kids. I think that is respectable and definitely admirable. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Pastor Black shares that he's honored to have the young people at his church call him dad or pop. I really try to father them, he shares. He also shares that he has a daughter, a son, and a grandson whom he loves. I love that. I love that. I love that. And Alfred shares, I don't believe the fake news. The men I'm around always speak of how good they feel and how honored they feel by the love they receive from their families. Yes, there are some men that come up short, but I believe Black men mean well. Your mom showed the love. That was beautiful. She always did. Always, always, always did. And Eric shares, oh, Dr. Z, that conversation we had with Candace was fire.
Y'all should have tagged me in. I would have jumped on. I would have jumped in. That sounds like that's my kind of conversation.
No, it really, I told her, but I did tell her, I said, you'll have to come back. I said, because we have to continue this. We have to continue this way. Alfred is clowning me. He said, the White House is out of napkins. You know what?
Carol took all the napkins from the White House.
I probably did.
Leave her alone if she took all the napkins out the bathroom. So why?
I took them. I did. Eric shares, yes, Carol, she didn't say just leave it unattended, but it's okay to leave it with her favorite bartender or a friend. Yes. Okay. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you. Because I don't want to misquote her. And she doesn't suggest bringing weapons on a date. Oh, that's right. Pepper spray, knife, taser, etc. Just trust your intuitions. He says, yeah, okay. No.
So I was winning there in the first half. I was winning in the first half. That made sense. She lost me on the second half. Gotta keep yourself safe. Candace, I'm supporting you. I'm supporting her.
And I've got
a good friend and the bartender that I may know. Maybe.
Nope,
but I'm still going to keep myself safe at all times.
Neither, not that either for me. Okay, family, stay with us. We'll be right back, and we're going to continue that conversation when we come back. Stay with us.
Join us for a late night house party on the Funky People Radio Show with DJ T. Alfred. Get your fill of house music and all types of funky grooves. Saturday night at midnight only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I'm so excited. It's our first road trip.
Me too, babe. It takes us about 13 hours to get there.
Oh, don't worry. I got you. I have everything we need. Snacks, juice, water, and a big cash payout scratch-off.
Big cash payout?
It's a new game from the Pennsylvania Lottery. We could be on the road to $500,000. Buckle your seatbelt, honey. This is a big one.
Our road trip or the scratch-off?
Both. Pick up the Pennsylvania Lottery Big Cash Payout Scratch-Off game today. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Problem gambling? Helpline. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tune in to Eagle Word Magazine, hosted by POC, the first Friday at 10 a.m. for the PA Lottery Eagle Word Fact of the Month. Brought to you by PA Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians every day.
Family Therapy Vignette Moments with Dr. Lucille Ijoy. June, what a lovely, lovely tune. It's almost that time to vote, so make a note. Tuesday, November the 5th, coming our way. That's what I say. Now, we're talking about two words. You've heard these before. Mothering and fathering. The definition is people who spread love. They don't give up. So when it comes to voting and they don't give up, they just keep on saying, we must vote. Yes, we must vote. Yes. Now, mothering and fathering is gentle, you see. They just keep on saying with a smile, vote, we must vote. Take a big old breath and say, we must vote. Tuesday, November the 5th, a serious time. This is Dr. Lucille Ijoy, Mothering.
Want the latest in word swag? Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. It's the shop tab on wordradio.com. You can look good and show the world that you're all about Black Talk Media.
No, what's the word, boy? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Dr. Z right here on WURD. We're talking about a few things, quite honestly. Well, we are recognizing all fathers and all father figures tonight. Yes, we are. It's a celebration for you. Yes, it is. But before the commercial break, we started another conversation. We went back to a prior episode when one of our love lights was here, Candace Johnson. And if you were here, you will recall the conversation we were having. So Eric shares, now I want to get it right because she said that wait a minute, what did she say? She didn't say she would leave her. There it was. He shared, Carol, she didn't say just leave it unattended. Thank you. But in my mind, if I'm leaving anywhere where my drink is, it is unattended because it is unattended by me. So that's a good
point, Carol, because if the bartender goes and serves someone else and your friend takes a call, your drink is still sitting unattended.
It is unattended. So, and I was taught at probably 10 years of age to never leave my drink unattended. I did so one time and I paid for it. I did something was put in my drink and I wound up at the hospital. So no. And so she said, well, what will you do if you have to go to the bathroom? Then I will buy another. If I already have a drink, I will buy another.
Or finish it before you go to the bathroom.
I normally buy another because I'm one of those. I take sips. I drink slowly. My cranberry juice will sit there.
Carol, you gotta finish it. Finish your juice. Finish your wine. Whatever you're drinking before you go to the bathroom. You can't be wasting.
That's why I don't get ice. That's why I don't get ice.
Of drinks.
I don't get ice. I'll have a cranberry juice, please, with no ice, and that's it. And I'll just I'll get another one. But she was sharing that she feels, and this was, and I do want to be clear too, she wasn't making suggestions to anyone that they follow the practices that she practices. What she was saying was that this is what she this is what she does. But she said that she feels that you're inviting or bringing negative energy. So you're inviting or catering to. I don't want to, misquote or shade in another direction. If that's not, that wasn't what she said, but I believe it was that she said you're already bringing negative energy with you if you bring a weapon, because you should be encouraging love. And you should be open to that. But if you bring a weapon on a date, then you're encouraging negativity.
What if you carry the pepper spray all the time? I'm not bringing it just for the date. I carry the taser and the pepper spray no matter where I go. If the date just happens to go left, I'm prepared for whatever needs to happen.
Listen,
I'm with you. I love her energy, and I would like to absorb more of it because my natural instinct is take the pepper spray.
Yeah.
There you go. Especially if I don't know you. It's a lot of crazy people in the world, right? That don't make the best choices. But I get where she's coming from. Positive vibes. Without whatever you put out is what you get back. If I put out that something's going to happen, 9 times out of 10, something is going to happen. Versus if I go with an open heart, with an open mind, positivity, that's what I'll reap. So I get it. But I like to have that in my pepper spray at the same time.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Just having something for protection at all times. It's a crazy world. Yeah. So Candace, now I love you. We are not attacking you, and we weren't. So I wanted to make sure.
No, I support it. I support that she believes in positive energy. I love that. It's just I'm just not as courageous as she is, I guess I would say.
Yeah, she has a free spirit. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Our love light, Miss Lily. Hi, Miss Lily. She shares, I believe the term unalived replaced the word that we are accustomed to. A plethora of social media platforms deemed unalive more sensitive. I receive that. Now that it has been explained to me, I understand. I definitely understand. Gary is joining us. Hey there, Gary. Gary Bryant, that is. So he's sending love. Eric shares, yo. I was all ears in all caps, okay, on that conversation. He shares, Carol's eyes got wide. She was fidgeting. Oh, you. I was. He shares, I almost called in to give my 2 cents live. The comments were coming in like a ticker tape. They were.
I wish I was here. I love those kind of conversations. Eric, you should have called me. Eric, you should have called me. I'm blaming you, Eric. You should have tagged me or added me into this conversation. I would have jumped right on.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't control myself. I was like, no, wait, but okay, no. No, I was all over the place, wasn't I? He shares, thank you for being here, Dr. Z. I just love your beautiful energy. Ms. Lily shares, about 2 months ago, a young lady went on a date with a man that she was somewhat familiar with. Long story short, he ended up dismembering her body. The young lady was 19 or 20 years old. So you definitely need some form of protection. Absolutely you do. Absolutely you do. And I was sharing too with the incident with my drink. It was a girlfriend of mine, or a BFF. I'm sorry, let me say the term properly. It was a BFF and a guy in whom I had an interest. So when I left, I'd asked her to watch my drink. So Malcolm shares, I've always put a napkin over my drink and I take it with me.
I do too. Even walking through crowds, I put a napkin over my juice, whatever it is, because you just never know. Like I couldn't imagine leaving my cup unattended somewhere.
No, 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 no. Joey Dixon. Hey, Joey, you know my puppy. He shares my dad was a good drummer and a good guy. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. My dad was an extraordinary man. Yes, he was. He really was. And I'm so glad that I got to see that for myself, that I got to find that out, because there were so many people who knew my father because he was a drummer. They knew him from drumming, and he was a great guy, and he had such a warm personality. And I'm so glad that I got to know firsthand. My father taught me about gardening. I had no idea that was an interest of his. He taught me about, yes, he did. We put together at a former house that I had. We did my whole front together. We planted, we put in a path, like everything. My father was an extraordinary man. He really was. He really was. So I miss you, Poppy. I miss you every day, all day long. And he loved Westerns. My father, I'd given him a key to my home. So he would come in, he had a routine. He would come into my house, and I'm not a coffee drinker, but I would buy coffee for him and my mother. So he would come in, make his cup of coffee, come turn the TV on, grab a throw. I wish I had the picture right now, because my fur baby at the time, I would say, Poppy's on his way. And they would both get on the sofa, and he would go to sleep. He wouldn't even finish the coffee. They both with the throw
So
on the
sweet.
sofa, knocked out. And that's what happened every single time. Every single time I would say, Poppy's coming, Poppy's coming. And my little puppy would run around looking for Poppy, looking for him. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm looking at the time. Family, once again, for those of you who have just joined us, just welcome and hello, hello, hello. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Dr. Z. We are recognizing, we are acknowledging, we are celebrating our fathers, our father figures, those who are in any position as a father. We are recognizing you, and we salute you. We appreciate you. We applaud you. I'm looking for Pastor Black. I'm putting a call out for Pastor Black. I would love, love, love for Pastor Black to speak with us in this moment before we close the show tonight. Just a little blurb, a few minutes if he has the time. But until he calls in to do that, to bring a close, I do want to acknowledge today is our very own Love Lights Chris Murray's birthday. So happy birthday to Chris. I meant to mention that at the beginning, but I do want to say praise God. Just praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Pastor Black, if you are around and you have like a moment, 1 minute, I would love it for a quick prayer. But I'm going to ask you all that you continue to pray. I thank Rebecca Jade and Dr. Z, just always. I thank our callers. Special thanks to the entire Word family. Happy birthday once again to all of our love lights, including our very own Chris Murray. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. You are loved. You are needed. You are wonderful. You hear me? And you are so appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bethlehem and Charlotte, I look forward to seeing you this coming weekend. Yes, I do. I will be with you this weekend. Family, just remember that we're all in this together. So be good to you, but please be good to those around you. Be careful and be kind. God loves you, and so do I. Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. Pastor, you know what? Pastor was trying to call us, and he said he can't get through. Pastor, you know what? I don't know what is happening tonight. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. But if you can or are able to reach us in the next 2 minutes or so, Nick, Pastor's trying to
Black
call.
is on now.
Oh, here he is. All right, Pastor Black, take it away, please. Pastor, are you there?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Since you're honoring fathers, let's pray for the father. Yes, I am. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We're waiting for you, Pastor. It's on you.
Okay, we can pray now. Father, we thank you. We give you praise. We give you glory. Thank you, God, for being so good to us. And we ask your grace, your mercy, and your peace upon every father that's tuned in and those that aren't, that they may indeed be the kind of men that you would design them to be for their families. We thank you. We appreciate you, God, and we give you praise. Through Jesus Christ, our Lord, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pastor Black, thank you so much and happy Father's Day to you. Fathers, we love you. We need you. We appreciate you. You are wonderful. Have a great rest of your night, a great rest of your weekend, and be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 until 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night.